So I've had this studio for a while now, but like any space, one of the most annoying things is constantly trying to keep it clean. Yeah, it's gotten bad. So when Shark reached out wanting to partner together to showcase the new Shark PowerDetect NeverTouch Pro 2-in-1 robot vacuum and mop, it kind of felt like a no-brainer. Okay, just finished up with the unboxing, super straightforward. I think I have the perfect place for this, so let's go ahead and get it set up. Okay, this is pretty sweet. So it has where the actual robot is docked. It recognized like the chair, it cut off the section where my big Togo chair is, and honestly the mapping first try did a very good job. I'm gonna approve that. Also, just as a heads up, you can actually have it create rooms and no-go zones. So if you don't want the robot to go into specific rooms, you can set it to not do that. I obviously just have the one room, so it's just gonna run around in here, but in general, if you have a house or something and you don't want it going in specific rooms, it's a really helpful feature. Also, I just wanna quickly walk you guys through the different options for cleaning. You have vacuum, which will detach the mop from the actual vacuum and just go around vacuuming the area. You have mop, which of course will reattach the mop and then vacuum and mop the floors. And then you have the deep, which will go around, vacuum the whole thing, then come back, grab the mopping plate, and then mop and vacuum the remaining floors. I think we're just gonna start with the normal vacuum for now, and I'll show you the features that are around the vacuum specifically, and then we'll go into the mopping. Should probably move the tripod. Now, the Shark PowerDetect really is a first of its kind with a ton of cool technology in it that they're calling intelligent PowerDetect technologies. There's a ton of innovative cleaning tech going on here between how the robot uses sensors and how it traverses different landscapes, but let's get into an in-depth feature breakdown of what this thing really has to offer. So I walk here to the studio most mornings, and with that comes probably a lot of dirt that's getting on my shoes that I'm tracking into here. Even if it's not the most obvious thing, like I can't directly see it on the ground, it's probably there. Basically, the Dirt Detect technology is capable of intelligently detecting hidden dirt that you may have tracked in or that came in from somewhere, whatever it is, and it will automatically boost suction and increase passes in that area to make sure it's getting all of that hidden dirt. So the NeverTouch Pro base has NeverTouch in the name for a reason. It can self-empty, self-clean, and self-refill for up to a month without you ever touching it. So when you think about maintenance when it comes to this, if it's self-cleaning for up to 30 days, that means that you really only have to pay attention to this 12 times a year. That's great in my opinion. And of course, through the app itself, you can do things like schedule cleans or clean things when you're not home. For example, I went and got a haircut mid-recording this, and I went ahead and cleaned the studio while I was gone, and I had zero issues. It went ahead, did the whole thing, gave me a little report at the end, and I came back, and it was a nice, clean place. All right, so Floor Detect is pretty cool. Obviously here in the studio, we have both like a hard concrete floor and then also the rug. So Floor Detect is not only able to identify what's carpet and what's hard floor, but it's also then able to take that information and optimize the cleaning for each specific area. Okay, but there's more to it. So speaking of traversing different floor types, I think we have to address an elephant in the room when it comes to these 2-in-1 robot vacuum mops. And that's that a lot of these 2-in-1s will do something like pick up a stain in the kitchen with the mop, for example, and then immediately pass over carpet, either going somewhere else or just continuing on its journey. And then it'll take that wet stain that it picked up in the mop and just rub it all over your carpet. Well, yes, this vacuum has tech to solve that too. It's called NeverStuck, and it also has wet and dry pad lift technology. So basically when the Shark PowerDetect is going over a carpet, it will actually lift the mop pad up to avoid the carpet entirely. Now this solves two problems. For one, it means it won't get stuck on things like thicker, shaggier carpets like a lot of other robot vacuum mops would. But on top of that, it also means that it's not gonna drag those stains that it just picked up from, say, the kitchen onto your carpet. It's also nice because let's say you're just mopping the house and you have to get through a room that has carpet in it. Well, this is also gonna lift up the mop for that. So it just makes it a lot easier to navigate around the house. It's really well thought out, and you can tell that Shark put a lot of time into putting useful features into the PowerDetect. So Edge Detect actually solves an issue that I was also kind of curious about when it comes to robot vacuums, and that's that this is a circular device. How does it get into corners and edges and things like that and effectively vacuum or mop? So the Edge Detect will intelligently detect corners and edges, and then it will blast air to get whatever the debris is stuck in those corners or edges out into the room, and then it will go about and pick it up from there versus like slamming into the edge to try and pick everything up in the corner. It's pretty insane. And this has two benefits. So for one, the burst of air is able to get all of that dirt on the edges and the corners, but then two, your robot vacuum isn't slamming into the edges of your baseboards or just around your walls, etc. So it's gonna save a lot of scuff marks and whatnot when your robot's going around cleaning. Okay, so you might be wondering, if this robot stays away from the edges, but it does the vacuuming, how is it gonna be able to mop the edges as well? Well, the Wet Edge Detect does the same thing as the Edge technology would, where it detects these edges and corners, and then it will actually extend the mop pad up to an inch out to get better coverage around the edges of your home. It really is one of the best solutions that I've seen when it comes to these form factor of vacuums that's still able to get around the corners and the edges and get everything clean. And then of course we have Stain Detect. This is exactly what it sounds like. You can target areas with more stains in the app, and the robot will boost mopping performance by taking multiple cleaning passes. But again, all of this technology really just means that the Shark Power Detect is super easy for you to set off and clean your home without worrying about if it's gonna get that stain that you forgot to get out of your floor, or if it's gonna get the dirt that's stuck in the corner. It's all able to handle it, and it's pretty great. It's pretty nice to have just peace of mind and set this thing off. But look, the whole point here is at the end of the day, Shark is really trying to nail home that with the Shark Power Detect, it has so much technology packed into it that it is just minimal effort for you while still getting a full edge-to-edge clean. Of course, as always, I'll leave it linked down in the description if you want to check it out, or if you have any questions, definitely ask me in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them all. Thanks again, Shark, for sponsoring this. Super excited to have a 2-in-1 robot vacuum mop here in the studio. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.
There it goes. Oh God. Oh.